This is the demo video for TweetCatalyst. TweetCatalyst brings together Twitter data and web analytics reporting from Adobe Site Catalyst to give you a view of how specific posts on Twitter are driving traffic and conversion on your website. TweetCatalyst is not an official Adobe app. It is not sold or supported by Adobe. It is a proof of concept application that I have created to hopefully benefit the developer community around Adobe Digital Marketing Suite technology. So I'll launch TweetCatalyst here. When you first launch TweetCatalyst, it'll look like this. It'll ask you to give API username, which would be in a format like that. You also need to give an API secret, which is a big long ugly string like that, and you also need to give email address. Now, this API username and secret can be obtained by logging into Site Catalyst and going into the admin area and going into the company settings and into web services. So that's where you would retrieve the API username and API secret. And then if I was to go ahead and log in with this, I would probably want to click remember this account. Then I wouldn't have to resupply these credentials next time. Since I already have an account saved from a previous login, I'm just going to choose one of those. Now TweetCatalyst is launched. You'll notice at the top it has the username I logged in with, also the number of Adobe Web Services tokens that I have left for the month. Right here in the middle of the screen it talks about getting started. So it says specify your report profile and click load. Well, in the report profile menu here there is no report profile. So I'll read on. If you have not yet created a report profile, click this plus button. So it's here or here. So I'll click the plus button. In a report profile, I'm describing how to query Site Catalyst report. So I need to give the report suite. I'll choose the Omniture Blogs report suite. I need to choose a date range. It can be anything from today, or I can go back the last 7 days. Then I can pick a couple of optional metrics if I like. I'll go ahead and do that. My first metric I'll pick visits, and my second metric I will pick one of my custom conversion events called blog post views on this report suite. So I'll save that and save the profile. Now I have a profile in my menu. I'll select that profile and I can hit load, which I'll do in 1 second. I can also, over here with these buttons, choose to add another profile if I want, and this can be another profile using a different report suite, or I can use the same report suite and just give it a different look back period, a different date range, or different metrics. I can also edit the report profile I have selected, which is the one I just created. If I wanted different metrics, for example, I could come in and change that, or if I wanted to change the look back period, the date range, I could do that. Or I could delete the report profile that's selected in the menu. So I'm going to go ahead and load this one up. So it's querying Site Catalyst now, and in one moment you'll see it return with a Site Catalyst report essentially. We have an Overview tab and a Tweets tab when it returns. Here on the Overview tab I can get an overall big picture of how many of my click-throughs are driven from Twitter as opposed to other sources. So here it's showing me about 2.6% of them are coming from Twitter in the last 7 days. I also see similar overviews based on visits and blog post views. Now I can click here on this Twitter slice, or I can use the Tweets tab. Both will get me into looking at this data with a little bit deeper insight. Let's go there now. Alright, so here you see Site Catalyst report data. Each of these rows in this report represent essentially a link in a tweet, and it shows how many click-throughs, visits, and blog post views were driven from that particular Twitter post in the last 7 days. These last two columns are the two optional metrics I selected when I created my report profile. So this one here, the leading click-through generator, came from this message. So it says blog Adobe, the complete advertising solution. The potential is limitless. So this is a blog post that went up. It's been retweeted once. This is when it was posted. And the official Omniture Twitter account posted this. It says its location's in Orem, Utah, and you know, a little information here about that Twitter author is that they've tweeted over 1,300 times and have over 20,000 followers. Another interesting thing is below the Twitter author information is the landing page URL. So people who click through on this message, you know, representing these 19 click-throughs, they landed here, and I can go right and see what they landed on by clicking this view link. This opens up that page in my browser. So this is what they clicked through on, Adobe, the complete advertising solution. So I'll close that. Let's look at some of the other ones. I'll go down to the next one. Immediately I find one that says it was not found. So Twitter only keeps these around in their search API for a limited number of days. So this one has fallen out of that time frame. But if I go down further, and now I'm just using my keyboard down arrow to scroll through these rows in the report, you know, these 11 click-throughs here, and the 9 visits, and the 0 blog post views, they were driven from this message. Looks like Daniel Rodriguez from Barcelona. So he had tweeted out something in Spanish, and he had a link in there back to the homepage for the blogs site at blogs.omniture.com. If I scroll down through, I see that there were some other messages posted to Twitter from the official Omniture blog. And you know, here we see that these 9 click-throughs were driven from this post by this account based in Spain, also in Spanish, so I don't know what that means. And we can go down through and continue to investigate and see which messages on Twitter do we need to be aware of, and which authors on Twitter are driving the most traffic and the most conversion on our website. Hopefully this helps you understand the nature of this application and helps you use it.